Hi guys, how are you? How are you doing? Are you okay? Are you well? I hope you are. My name is Rose. Today I'm seated in my kitchen because I really have a crazy backache. But that won't stop me from doing my cooking. No, it won't, because some of these things you need to command them and tell them, you know what, you're not going to stop me from what I had intended to do today. And I declare that it's going to be well. I have back pains once in a while, but I will overcome. So today we are going to do noodles. And these things are made for me. I love noodles. I actually sometimes boil them in a broth and I eat them like that. Yes, sometimes I don't need them actually to do stew and all that. I just boil them, garnish, and eat. So, have you ever done noodles at home? Would you mind if sharing your recipes with us so that we can compare notes? We also need to improve on what we know, and I really don't mind you sending me how you do yours, and I can, of course, I'll be sharing how I do mine. You only need a few ingredients. These are flour. You need 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, and then you need about 4 to 5 eggs, and then you need salt, a pinch of salt just for taste. You can add thyme if you like, but even if you do it with just these three ingredients, it will be good to go. It will be good enough, and so you don't have an excuse. And I keep saying, some of these things you don't know how good you are at them until you try them. So when you try, it's when you actually put a stamp on, I have gotten to know how to do this. And also don't keep quiet with what you know, because it won't be helping someone. So what you know, you can share it with someone and it will be of great help. And I'm going to show you how I do mine right away. Okay? So guys, what you need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I've already mixed it with a pinch of salt, just a little, and already sieved it. And then, so what you need to do, of course, you need the 6 eggs. I've made 5 because this also is going to be enough. You don't have to use a lot of eggs. And then, of course, salt. Okay, so I've already put my salt, so I'll put that aside. And then I'll put a hole on my flour and then add my eggs. Remember, I've already put the salt, and if you need to do anything more like thyme or any sweetener, you can put it at this point. People use actually sweet sugar for this, but I prefer to do it as simple as this. So what you need to do is actually beat your egg like that. Beat it, and then of course start mixing. See the way it looks, and then you're going to start pulling your flour kidogo kidogo and then mixing with the egg. Okay, people prefer doing it on a tabletop or a kitchen top, but sometimes it's very messy because the eggs, of course, are runny, so they will start flowing from all directions. So I prefer to mix it on a bowl, and then when I want to work it out or work on the dough, I will put it on the kitchen top. See the way it's turning out. And you don't need to add water. You can't add water in it. the 5 eggs are going to be enough. It's going to be enough to make the dough. If you don't like the smell of eggs, you can add maybe a vanilla essence or passion or whatever you want to add, but avoid using anything liquid because we don't want the flour to become runny. Okay, so this is the way it looks like. It has crumbs, see, like that. So at this point I'm going to transfer all this to my kitchen top and then work on it from there. And this is what we are saying, hapa you need a bit of strength because you need to work on this dough until it's actually formed, and it will take you about 10-15 minutes to do that. So yeah, be ready. Keep saying also patience counts here. Okay, need a lot of patience because this one will take a bit of time to form. This is not the kind of meal that you prepare in a hurry. Apana. This one will take a bit of time. So these are the kind of meals that you cook on a easy Saturday morning, that you do, when you don't have you're not in a hurry to do anything, or Saturday evenings and you want to cook noodles for dinner or supper. Let me call it supper. This is when you can prepare such a meal. So you work on it until you have a nicely formed dough, so that now you can start cooking your noodles. Hapa tutakaa for about 15 minutes. Hii sema chezo. Yeah, until this dough of mine is going to turn out to be something else. Sahi, it needs a lot of work on it, but slowly it's all worth it. The kids really enjoy the noodles. I also love noodles, so yes. And you know, it also, you can already see it's becoming a bit of elastic because of the eggs. So what you need to do is actually work on it until it becomes soft. Becomes soft. That is when now you can say it's going to rest. Okay. Yeah. So at this point, our dough is made. It is after 15 minutes, you guys. It takes a lot of time, but I think it's all worth it. So what you're going to do is actually place it on a cling foil, and let it sit in for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back and go on with the next process. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of a cling foil, place it on the inside and cover it so that we can come and cook it after some time. Yeah, it will give it a bit of time to settle and rest. Okay, yeah, and then we give it about a few minutes, and then we will be back at now actual making of the noodles. So guys, after about 25 minutes, this is how my dal looked like. You see, it's actually easily workable, it's soft and taking actually color. You see the color, and remember I haven't added anything, it's just the 3 ingredients that we used. So I'll cut it into half and set that aside and roll out the other half, because this is actually for demonstration. So I'll cut it and then roll it out like this, as if you're rolling out for chapati. And don't worry about the shape, because we need to cut out the edges so that we can get straight strips of noodles. Okay, make it thin in a way that you can actually see your hand through it, so that your noodles are not going to be holding a lot of uncooked parts. So yes, that is good enough. So now I'll take my knife and cut out the edges. Cut out the edges. Cut out the edges so that you get something that is a bit uniformed. Okay, cut out that. Am I not wasting a lot of it? So I'll cut out that part. Okay, so that I'll set aside, and then I'll work out on this. I don't know whether my camera can capture that. Can you see that? So this one, I'll cut the size that I want. See that? See that? Sorry. They're going to be that small. That size is good enough. Okay. Napotea njia. But still, it's good. It's good. So that is how they are coming out. There are people who actually invest in a machine that cuts out these shapes. But see, we are Africans, and we are going to be doing this the best way. And that is how you do it. Sorry. Be careful on the edges. Sometimes you have false cuts. You actually think that you have cut it and it's not cut. Yeah, I see. Can you see how it's coming out? This is the most engaging part, because again, you don't want to get things that look like they were going to be straight and they are not straight. Just try and work out that. Of course, not a perfect straight line, but try to make it as straight as possible. Okay, like that. I keep saying some of these things need a lot of patience. And again, I had told you that this is not your kind of um, food that you give yourself 5 minutes to prepare. You need some time. Do it when you're not in a hurry, and especially the first time. Am I getting impatient or what? See, the edge is big. Okay, so you're left with a small part, so you can actually turn it and get comfortable. Continue cutting. This one has to be dissected. It looks like it's too big. And imagine you can actually cut them into smaller pieces, like smaller pieces. But I hope you're getting the idea. Patience, guys. We are about to get done. And when we get done, I am already preparing my broth. It's cooking. You need to warm it so that you can put in your noodles and they can boil in together. I spare a lot of broth because some of these things you can't actually do them without broth. When you do it in plain water, it's still okay, but the taste is not the same as when you put some broth in it. Some time ago, I used just plain water and some Royco cubes. It will still do the work, but I love using broth more. So see, guys, see the way they look? Very thin. So even when it comes to boiling, it will be very easy to boil. And you can make as many as possible. At this point, they can't actually tangle. So make them as many as possible and then we can boil that together, okay? And we say this is a meal for just 3 people. So I'll just add a little more and then we can go ahead and boil them, okay? So guys, you can see my broth is actually boiling. You can see that it's boiling. So all I need to do is add my noodles so that it can boil for about 20 to 35 minutes. Okay, about 20 to 35 minutes and it's going to be ready for us to munch it. After all that work, we are gonna eat it. We are gonna eat it. We are eating all this. We are eating all this. And the kids are waiting. The kids are waiting, and so we're just going to wait as I also prepare some vegetables and some stew. Okay. See you soon. So my noodles are done. So my people, it's been about 30 minutes and my noodles are done. So I'm going to actually show you how it looks on the inside. Look at that. I only added a bit of black pepper and nutmeg. See, it's steaming. It's cute and nice. So I'll go and serve that. And also I will use vegetables in this case. Or maybe a bit of meat, but let me see how it looks on the plate.